Hi, everyone, and welcome to Season 3 of Murrow Minutes Goes Virtual for the Spring 2021 semester. I'm Mackenzie Johnson, and I'm the Recruitment Coordinator for the Murrow College here at Washington State University. And joining me today, I have Katie Duncan, who is the President of the Murrow Student Ambassador Program. Today, we hope to share some really great resources with you about how to be successful in what is hopefully one of our last virtual semesters here at Washington State University. We're going to go over how to view your final grades, how to take a look at course syllabi, and of course, how to use a planner, Zoom etiquette, and a lot of other great resources. But before we get started, I just wanted to remind everybody that if you enjoy our content here on the Murrow Minutes channel, whether you're a future student or a current student or a Murrow parent or alumni, be sure to subscribe to our channel so you can stay updated to all of the information that we post here for you. Additionally, if you have questions for us, feel free to leave it in the comments below and we'll get back to you with an answer. So we look forward to engaging with you on our channel in that way. But otherwise, I do want to make sure we can jump right into all of the awesome resources we have for you today. So to kick us off, I am going to turn it over to Katie, who's going to share her screen and talk a little bit about what it's going to be like for you as a student, whether you're current or future, to review your final grades. We get a lot of questions from students after a semester ends about, okay, how do I know if I passed a class, right? You don't get an email, you don't get a text message. So how do you view those final grades? And then take a look at your GPA. So without much further ado, I'm going to pass it on to Katie, and she's going to explain some of those resources.
Thank you, Mackenzie. I'm so excited to be here. myWSU can be a confusing place, so I'm going to give you just my tips and tricks to find those final grades. And I'll also talk about right now your GPA and the difference between a term GPA and your cumulative GPA. This is your myWSU homepage. So when you log into myWSU and put in your network ID, this is what you should come to see. To go and find your final grades, what you're going to do is go to the tile that says academic records. This is going to have obviously the records of all the classes you've taken. So once you click on that, it'll give you a course history, and this can be very overwhelming. It really just lays out all the classes you've ever taken, the grades, and it's a lot to look at. So what I like to do specifically when looking for final grades is go to the left-hand side over here where it says view grades. Click on that. And then you can pick which semester, you're wanting to look at. So for this example, I'll look at last semester. So that would have been 2020 fall semester. And then you can see the 5 classes that I took this semester, or last semester, I should say. So the names, how many units it is, how it's graded, and then of course your grades and the grade point. So this is where you're going to find all of your final grades. This will be updated after finals. I think it's usually about a week later. So it's really important. I like to put an alarm on my phone because sometimes at the end of the semester, you can kind of forget to check, but about a week later, I'll put an alarm that says, go check your grades, and these will be updated. So this is where you're going to find all those final grades. This is also where you can find your GPA information. So there's a term GPA listed here and also a cumulative GPA. So your term GPA will be what you earned for that semester. For the 16 weeks that you were in class, what your GPA was for those classes you took during those 16 weeks. Your cumulative GPA will be everything put together. So all of the classes you've taken, that is your overall GPA. That's what goes toward it's just your overall grade point average, what goes towards graduation honors and things like that. That's going to be your cumulative GPA. This is what people sometimes will list on resumes, or if they ask what your GPA is, it would be your cumulative GPA, how you've done overall in college so far. So this is this was the reviewing final grades and GPA. Again, if you have any questions about this part, you can either leave it down in the comments below or reach out to the ambassadors or Mackenzie.
Great. Thank you so much for sharing those resources, Katie. I just want to add on to those about why they're both really important to make sure that we are, navigating your final grades and knowing what that GPA is. In the Murrow College, as many of you know, or will learn to know if you're a future Murrow Coug, all of our classes, some of our classes, I should say, have GPA requirements to be into the class. So for example, Com 300, which is required for all Murrow students, requires a 2.7 cumulative WSU GPA as one of the admission requirements into the class. However, if you didn't pass one of the course prerequisites or your GPA is lower than that, you can't register for that course. Your academic advisor will help you through all of this, of course, but it is nice to kind of look on your own and see what your final grades were, see where your GPA is, which also allows you to apply for things like scholarships and other unique opportunities within Murrow and within WSU. So it's really important to know where you stand as you go through as a student here at WSU and in the Murrow College. And again, like Katie said, if you have questions about that, be sure to reach out to us here on this channel, or you can reach out to us directly via email or on our website as well. Moving on to some of our other resources that we wanted to share with you today, I am going to turn it back over to Katie for something that I think has been a little confusing for students this semester. Um, in the midst of COVID-19 and in the midst of everything moving virtual, something else that happened at the WSU campus and the Pullman campus is that we are currently in the process of migrating from Blackboard to Canvas. So Blackboard is a course management system, just like Canvas, and we've used Blackboard for a long time. However, the university has made a decision to migrate to Canvas. So some of your courses this spring semester are essentially being piloted in that new course space called Canvas. So we just wanted to take a moment for Katie to share her screen again as a student, to go ahead and take a look at where you can find the information about your course. Hopefully this far into this semester, you've been able to outreach to your instructors if you have questions about this, but we do want to show you the central location to go to find where your course space is located. One final thing that I will add on to the final grade and GPA pieces as well. Just a big congratulations to Katie. She has a stellar GPA, had a stellar semester last semester. So you can hopefully shoot for that 4.0 there on the GPA as well. Other than that, I do want to shoot it back over to Katie and she'll talk a little bit about Blackboard versus Canvas.
Thank you so much, Mackenzie. That's so nice. I'm going to talk about Canvas and Blackboard. It's a little confusing, just figuring out which classes are where, but WSU has rolled out a tile on myWSU to make this super easy to find the information that you need. All right, so we're back to the home page that I showed you before. This is what happens when you log into myWSU. So for me, I'm just going to scroll down a little bit, and my last tile here on myWSU says Canvas or Blackboard. So just to click on that, this now lists all of my classes, as you can see that I am taking this semester. And over here on the right-hand side in blue, it says Canvas or Blackboard. So as you can see, most of my classes are on Blackboard, but one is on Canvas. So if you were to click on these links, they'll take you right to the Canvas page or right to your Blackboard page to make it really easy to find. I would also like to share, because kind of figuring out how to get there to Blackboard or Canvas can be a little confusing. There's also a tile over here on the left that has specific links to your email, your Blackboard, your Canvas, and that'll take you straight to your pages and you'll be logged in because you're logged in through myWSU. So this makes it really easy to keep track of your classes, and everything is kind of encompassed all in one place. So if you still have any questions about how to figure out if your class is on Canvas or Blackboard, reach out to your professors or your ambassadors, or you can leave a comment down below, as we would love to engage with you guys and make sure you are on your right platform for your classes this semester.
Great, thanks for showing that, Katie. We appreciate, as always, that perspective from the student view. We'll hopefully be able to show these videos to a lot of different people on campus who are struggling with that question and with so many platforms that we've been using. So hopefully that kind of makes it a little more clear to everyone. So far in this video today, we've gone over how to look at final grades and how to take a look at your GPA, which more have to do with your previous semester if you were here at WSU last semester. And now we're moving into how to be successful this semester. So the first thing that we kind of just did was show whether your class is in Blackboard or Canvas. So now you know how to access your course space. So now that we're already in a little bit of the semester, we're a couple weeks in now, the other thing that we really want to focus on are really looking at those course syllabi. So it is called syllabus week. We know that students know what syllabi are, but we still sometimes feel that maybe the importance of the course syllabi sometimes goes unnoticed. So what I'd like to do is just show an example of the syllabi for a course that I used to teach, Com 138. And we're just going to go over that and go over the importance of reviewing all of your course syllabi to see what is going on for your entire semester. So this is the syllabus that I had again when I taught Com 138. I also taught it with Megan Starr-Getford, who is another academic advisor in the Murrow College. Really the importance, there's a couple of things I want to point out. The importance of your course syllabi is number one, how to contact your instructor. So as you can see, both of our emails are listed here. The class time is listed here and our office hours. So when we had office hours, students could come in and talk to us about any concerns or questions that they had regarding the course. And it's very important that you know exactly how to get a hold of your instructor throughout the semester. Sometimes email works, but sometimes if they're very busy or they don't get back to you in time, it's nice to know when you can stop by either virtually or in person to get a hold of them. As we kind of scroll down, most syllabi have a very strict format that they follow. So they will talk a little bit about the course format, textbooks that you might need. But the most important thing that I think a syllabus includes are the expectations to pass the course. So COM 138 was a pass-fail class, so a lot of it had to do with attendance. Some courses don't require attendance, as you probably well know now, but the expectations are listed here. And a lot of times, just like we did here in COM 138, it'll show exactly what you need to do in order to pass the class. This is super important because we get a lot of students sometimes that, fail to turn in one assignment or fail to attend one class, and then they fail. And they say, why was that such a big deal? Why was that project worth so many points? Why was that one class so important? And we essentially say, look at your syllabus. Look at your syllabus. We told you at the beginning of class what the important dates are. So, and then of course, listed out by week as well, if you're someone that likes to know what we're doing from week to week or what your course is doing from week to week. But going back to really the attendance pieces, big projects, tests, or those things that you absolutely can't miss, an important part of looking at your course syllabus is also pairing that with using an academic planner. And I'm going to turn it over to Katie, who's going to talk again about the importance of using an academic planner. I think she's going to show a physical planner that she has, but there are certainly many, many ways to plan out your semester. I highly recommend having a planner, an application, something on your laptop or phone that is specifically just for school, something that's different from doctor's appointments or dentist appointments, one place where you can go to see, okay, here are the important dates I need to attend. Here's the big projects. Even if it's 3 months away, then I know exactly what I'm going to be doing that week. So I do want to turn it over to Katie, who's, again, as we saw, a very successful student in the Murrow College, and have her talk about why she uses her planner, how she uses it, and tips and tricks she might have. So Katie, I'll turn it over to you.
Awesome. Thanks, Mackenzie. I love my planner. Any of my friends know I couldn't do school without it. I'm a big believer in the planner. I use a physical one, but that's kind of old school. And I know a lot of people like to do everything on their phones or their computers. So Outlook has a really great calendar system that you can use. Apple, just like the calendar, is really great. I like to write things down. I like to color code it. I like to plan out my weeks and see it written out. So I will show you mine. Hopefully you can see it a little bit, but mine is just this little book that I keep with me everywhere. And let's see, what can I show you? So I have like my monthly view, as you can see, to write down all of the assignments that I have in that month. It really gives me a visual of what I need to do that month, how I can work ahead when I have days or weeks that might be less busy so I can get ahead. I also have, and this looks crazy already, so not everyone's will look like this, but I have like my weekly that lays out by days, and I write down what I have to do for that day. So what classes I need to attend, what assignments are due. It's just a really great way to look and see what you have to do and to be able to plan. As you saw, I have to-do lists. Also, my planner with sticky notes. So I think the more you write things down and look at dates, the easier it is to keep it in your head. Especially in this virtual environment, it can be easy to let things slip through the cracks, and we are all human, and that can happen. But I think having a planner with everything written down really allows for you to be as organized as possible and really makes it so you don't have anything slip through those cracks. Yeah, I think a planner is very important. I would recommend it to everyone. And even if you use it for just when your classes are, just when your homework's due, I think any way to use a planner is a really great resource. Yeah, so that is my planner and how I like to use it. And that's all I have to say about that.
Thanks for sharing that, Katie. Really appreciate it. Katie is one of our most involved students in Murrow College, so you can see that she's just crazy busy already at the start of this week. But the start of semester is busy for everyone. So I think starting to use that planner earlier rather than later, kind of like Katie pointed out, is a great way to stay organized, especially like she said in this virtual format where it's really easy to slip dates and say, oh, I forgot I had class or I forgot this assignment was due. So it's a great way to kind of look ahead. That's another great thing that I really like that Katie pointed out is You may have some weeks by looking at your planner that maybe you don't have a lot of assignments or tests due. So then you can use that time to start prepping for the weeks that might be a little more crazy. Maybe you have 4 projects and 3 tests one week, but you can use the week beforehand to start preparing for that. However, if the dates kind of sneak up on you, there's really no way to prepare for that kind of crazy week. So, like Katie said, it kind of gives you just the flexibility of working ahead and knowing what's coming up. So, again, thank you for sharing that with us, Katie. The next piece that we want to go over in this video today, we won't bore you too long with it, but we do want to go over just a few pieces of Zoom etiquette as we head into the spring 2021 semester. I do obviously want to share the WSU resources for Zoom, which we will do here at the end of this video. But the most important things that Katie and I discussed and think we will share with you today are just ultimately Zoom etiquette to follow as you go into your classes and other extracurricular meetings. So, big one, and everyone mentions this, but as you enter a meeting, make sure your mic is muted, especially if you're joining right on time or a few minutes past. Most likely the instructor or presenter has already started the lesson, so be sure that you're muted upon entry, and that's a setting that you can change in your Zoom account. The other thing that we've really seen that helps both students and professors is that if you can, and some classes require this, but if you can, leave your camera on. We want to see you. We want to see your faces and we want to engage with you in the chat. And we want to know that, yes, you're nodding along, you know what I'm saying. So it really helps with that engagement piece. And it helps the professors actually feel like they're teaching to their students rather than just blank black screens. Put yourselves in their shoes. If you were teaching a class of 50 students and none of them turned their cameras on and you had to give this lecture to just a black screen, it would be really challenging to make that engaging. So if you can, even if you're in your bed, you're on your couch, as long as you're dressed, we definitely want you to turn on that camera and engage with us over Zoom. As far as other etiquette pieces, there's actually a lot of settings that you can play with on your Zoom account. And I think a lot of students haven't really gone into that as much as they should. And those settings can be found, like I said, just on a WSU website, which we will share. But you can change options for your waiting room. You can touch up your appearance, which is really nice. You can add backgrounds. There's a lot of great things that you can do on this application. So we definitely want to share those resources with you. But the biggest things are going to be remember to mute yourself upon entry to any meeting and to show us your lovely smiling faces whenever you can, because we want to engage with you, especially in the College of Communication. So be sure to keep that in mind in your future Zoom meetings, classes, and appointments. Other than that, those are the resources that we wanted to share with you today. A little bit about Zoom, about myWSU, about course syllabi. So what I want to do now is, like we always do in these videos, is share some resources with you because I think that sometimes there are additional questions after these videos. So the first informational slide that I do want to throw up is that Zoom information that I discussed previously. You can go to wsu.zoom.us and log in using your credentials, and that's how you can go through your settings. You can go through and learn more about Zoom. There's FAQ pages on there, and I highly, highly encourage every student that is using Zoom to do this. As instructors, there are definitely other settings to take a look at, like waiting rooms and things like that. But as a student, there's really great ways to learn how to use the chat, how to use recording sessions, and how to engage with your instructor. So be sure to take a look at those resources. Another resource that I want to show up here on the screen is the Murrow Advising. So the Murrow Advising, in order to get in contact with your academic advisor, is actually found on a website this semester. That's how you can schedule appointments. It's how you can go to the drop-in hours. And we do have the website listed here, but it's also going to be in our description down below. So feel free to click on that and it'll take you right to our Murrow page to connect with our Murrow advisors. They are probably the best people to connect with about these questions that you might have about final grades, course registration, or getting involved in campus. Any questions that you have about Zoom, they'd be happy to help. So be sure to check out that link in the description below. A next resource I want to throw up, which we really, really are excited about this semester, are the Murrow Ambassador Murrow Minutes. So these are drop-in hours where student ambassadors are present to answer your questions. So no advisors, no really staff members, it's just Murrow ambassadors there to answer questions that you might have as a current or future student. So those are on Wednesdays from 3 to 5 p.m. You just use that Zoom ID, pop in and ask us any questions that you have. Our ambassadors are really well trained, both in courses, in student involvement, and a lot of in crisis help as well. So if you're feeling like you just need someone to reach out to, you need additional support, please feel free to drop into those Murrow Minutes and they'd be really happy to help you. Of course, any questions about that, you can visit our website or view the description and the links below here on our video. So hopefully those resources helped a little bit there to kind of give you a different direction to point in rather than just these videos. But other than that, I do want to go ahead and sign off this video, give you guys some time back in your in the first weeks of spring 2021 semester. So I will remind everyone by saying, if you find these videos helpful, you think there are topics that that we should cover that we haven't before, be sure to comment below and subscribe to our Murrow channel so we can get involved with you in every way that we can. We do look forward to engaging with you on that. And as always, stay safe, stay healthy, and go Cougs.